afternoon, everybody. My name is Ed Durbis. This is 93 Driving, and today we're going to take an Audi Q3 2021 and see what we think of it. It's got a 2.0 four-cylinder 16-valve turbocharged, producing 184 horsepower and 221 pounds of torque, and a car that weighs about 4,000 pounds, and it can tow about 2,200 pounds. It does get a 0 to 60 in about 8.6 seconds, which is not fast at all, especially in this segment. Other vehicles of it are doing a little bit quicker. This has the all-wheel drive Quattro. This is the Audi Q3. Gas per mileage, we're looking at about 22 in the city, 30 in the highway, about 24 combined. It's not great. Top speed 130 miles an hour. Anyway, let's see what it's like. I know we test drove the Mercedes GLB 250. Let's see how this Audi, which is in the same segment, compares to that car. And for that, we need to take it for a test drive, and then we're going to discuss where it stacks up in that line of competition, because it is brutal, especially in this tiny little SUVs. You gotta come out bang on the money, running out of the gates, if you want to be on top of the game. So without further ado, let's get in the Audi Q3 and see where our thoughts are. All right, here we are. Let's get the show on the road. Audi Q3. First and foremost, the screen. It's an 8.8 screen. You can opt for 10.1. Dual climate control, automatic. It does have a touch screen for the entertainment system. Like I said, this is a Quattro. It does have leather interior, nice metal finish to it. Dual sunroof, all standard. So let's see what she drives like. We'll keep it in comfort for now, and then when we're on the road, we'll put it on dynamic setting. So let's see what she's like. Nice thick steering wheel, leather steering wheel. Feels just right. It does have a little bit of power, extra power assist in the steering, which I think is a little bit too much. There really isn't a lot of feel coming out of the steering either. Brakes do feel good. Yep, there goes that steering again. A little bit too much power assist. And let's see what this 2.0 four-cylinder turbocharge has. Visibility is not bad, but it's not great. Looking forward, yeah, it's fine, but once you start looking back past the C-pillar, it starts getting a little bit obstructed by a little elevated back doors. Here we go. You know, just cruising at normal speeds, it feels fine. The transmission, you can't even tell that it's really shifting. It rides well through the bumps. There's you can feel a little bit of it, but nothing that beats you up like a race car or a sports car. We'll get her up to a little bit faster speed, cruising speed. And we'll see how it feels. We've got a little bit of traffic today. We're here at the Washington, D.C. area. We're right near the rush hour traffic time, so give it a little bit of the beans, as they say. It gets up and goes, but you could tell where the lag is between the last car we tested, the last SUV we tested, which was the Mercedes GLB 250. That one had a little more power. It felt a little, they both weigh about the same, so I think it's just a matter of the displacement and how the engine has been tuned. But just cruising at normal speeds, you know, cruise at 1500 RPMs at 50 miles an hour, perfectly fine. We'll give it another chance here, see what's like once you give it the beans again. All right. A little of a tire noise coming in through the cabin. I think just the tread, the tires, they're made for all season. We'll give it the beans here a little bit. It gets up and goes. But you do hear that engine noise because it's revving, trying to rev higher, close to the red line to try to get it as quickly as possible, 60. But you can tell this is definitely not a very fast car. The Q3 does also come in an S version of it, which does have more power, 228 horsepower and 258 pounds of torque, and that one propels it to 60, closer to the 7.2 range, which is a little quicker. Obviously, price at that point much higher. Where this car, the entry point where this car sits with a leather interior, and it's not a premium plus, it's just the entry Q3, starts off about $34,000, and then it moves up. Obviously, the Quattro is standard, being an Audi. But pretty smooth so far, it's fine. All right, we're cruising down the highway at highway speeds, more or less, thanks to traffic here in this area. Can't go that fast. And it's smooth, it's very smooth on the highway. Not a lot of tire noise still, the same that I talked about earlier. The sound, it's there, but it's not 100% in the background. If you have the radio on, you probably wouldn't hear it as much. But it's same thing that I've mentioned. I think the power assist is a little bit too much. You just give it a hint, and it'll just like it just kind of like bears to where you want it pointing, but it's just too abrupt. Let's put it that way. Coming up the highway. We'll head into town and see what it's like driving around, sitting in traffic. Okay, here we are heading into town. I'm sure we're gonna hit some traffic. As you can see, traffic is pretty backed up already on the other side. You know, one of the things I haven't touched upon yet is the space. It's actually pretty roomy. I got plenty of headroom. I'm not a tall guy. I'm only 5'7". I know, but this part of the window sits a little high. It could be a little bit lower. Otherwise, good space to be. Materials feel good. It's got Chictronic, obviously, like every Audi out there. Plenty of space to put your stuff in. Obviously, that's a huge panoramic sunroof. We'll open up for a minute. It really makes the cabin feel really airy when it's open. Yeah, it's definitely a very comfortable car. It feels very a good feel to it. Everything, the materials. There's a lot of black on the dash. It leaves fingerprints everywhere, which is one of the things that I probably would get frustrated with. But otherwise, a good package. It does have good back seats, good size for if you, obviously if you're 6 feet and taller, it'll be a little bit of stretch. But for a short trip, you'd be just fine. But if you have kids, it's perfectly fine. It's got plenty of room in the back to throw in as much luggage if you like to carry, or if you're going to a barbecue, put your cooler and everything that you need. Or if you're heading to the beach chairs and all that good stuff, it'll fit just perfectly fine. It has the rails on top that you can actually go ahead and just get the rails to go across to put something on top to go ahead and carry more stuff that you like. But overall, it's a pretty good package. I think my only gripe that I keep talking about it is the steering. Okay, we're gonna head down through a little bit of a twisty, curvy road right now and see what how that feels now that we've tested the highway and a little stretch of road. You know, just through that bit of curves, it's definitely not a track car. If you want a track car, then you're better off with an Audi with the RS badge on it. That would give you a little more pleasure. You do feel a little bit the sense that you are much higher, so there is a little more of like, there's more of tilting when you go around turns. You can feel that it is a tall car, which I would think, and I would guess that's probably really good on going small gravel roads, but and small muddy roads. But I'm sure that every owner who purchased a Q3 is not going to be doing. You're seeing this car more at the pickup line, picking up the kids at school, or at the grocery store like Whole Foods or stuff like that. Right now, going around this turn, you can definitely feel, that it's actually pitching over to the right a little bit. So there's a lot of body roll in play. So there you have it. We've taken the Q3 for a spin. Our final thoughts are, it's a great little quality car. It sits right in its market. It falls a little short when it comes to power, but obviously you have the option to go ahead and go with the S line, which has 228 horsepower and 258 pounds of torque. Will propel that car from 0 to 60 in 7 seconds, like I said earlier. Not like this one, they'll go from 0 to 60 in 8.6, but nevertheless, it's a great little package, great car. The interior feels great, great quality, good leather, good metallic feel inside. Everything feels very tight, good leather steering wheel. Like I said, the only flaw that I find in it is just the steering feel. It's got too much power coming out from it. But other than that, it's a great little car. I highly recommend it. The Quattro and Audi, I mean, that's been around since, oh my God, since these early 80s, late 70s when they were racing and rally. And obviously now completely standard in all their products across the line, and they're just, it's spot on when it comes to that. But other than that, it's a great little car if you're looking for one. I do highly recommend it. Thank you so much for your support. I do appreciate it. Do subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, comment, thumbs up, always helps the channel so much. I do appreciate it. I hope to catch everybody in the next video very soon. Until then, please be well and be safe out there. You know, we're still fighting COVID. Please be careful with everybody, and especially with your loved ones and families. Until next video, I'll see you then and very soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.